today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Sony ZV-1 and the GoPro Hero 10 and the iPhone 12 Pro and the camera that I'm shooting with now, the A7C, and just look at the image quality and see if this piece of junk is actually worth the money you spend on it. Yeah, let's do it. So today's video, I wanted to see how well the Sony ZV-1 is doing compared to what I'm shooting with right now. This is the Sony A7C, a full frame camera, so it's not a very fair comparison. Also, the lens that I'm using, it's a 35 f1.4 and I'm shooting at f1.4 1/50th of a second and ISO is about 100. So I wanted to compare shooting this to this and also my iPhone 12 Pro and also the GoPro Hero 10 just for fun, just to see how it films indoors. Again, this is not a very fair comparison, but in case you're a person who is considering vlogging from home, then this could be a very interesting test. Now, I did do an image quality test where I'm filming basically outdoors, but I didn't really test the audio quality. And this video also is not really going to be about audio quality. And also it's sort of uninteresting because I'm using something like the Rode Wireless Go, so I would connect that to no matter what device I would be using, and so it's not a very fair comparison, but I figured it would be fun just to see how well this thing performs. I mean, it's very compact and light. It's not perfect. There are certain things that I don't like about it, and I'm gonna make a more full in-depth review of this thing, but in general, like, spoiler alert, I really like this thing. I'm gonna be testing it out a lot these next couple of weeks or months, and I like the fact that you can put this in your pocket. You can't really do that with something like a full frame camera. So that's saying, despite the fact that the Sony A7C is pretty much the smallest full frame camera on the market, so it's still not compact. Even if I use like a pancake lens, like an APS-C, very tiny lens, it still doesn't really fit in the pocket. So this is probably a much better option, especially if you're outdoors and you got lots of light and stuff like that. But I think this thing performs very well even in low light situations. And so in this video, I just wanted to show you the difference. Like, if you compare it to the iPhone 12 Pro, then you can see that the image quality is pretty good from the iPhone 12 Pro, but there's something kind of artificial about the colors, about the sharpness. It's all considering probably because it's a very small sensor, most likely. Like, the sensor itself, it doesn't take in a lot of light, and so they use a lot of algorithms and stuff in order to perfect the image. So that pretty much explains why the iPhone 12 Pro looks pretty good. Now, outdoors, I'm gonna be the first to agree that if you have good lighting outside, vlogging with the iPhone 12 Pro, that's really amazing. You get really good, nice quality. But this one is a bit better. The only thing I don't like about it, and this is a big spoiler also, but it's basically been covered by most YouTubers talking about this thing. This video is not sponsored, but if there was anything I was gonna pitch you, it would be this. This is a very new channel, so if you wanna hit that like button, subscribe, it would just be awesome. I'm just trying to grow this channel and, you know, just see where the journey takes me, you know, see if I can pull it off like Peter McKinnon, my hero, my amazing Peter. But anyway, it's a long shot, but with your help, maybe I can get a bit closer to my goals. Okay, let's just go back to the video and it's not a very wide lens, you know, and that's kind of boring. Like, even the iPhone has a much wider image. Now, there's a difference, of course, if you're gonna use the iPhone 12 Pro using the front-facing camera or the back camera. Now, the back camera is probably the better one. It's f1.6, so it takes in a lot more light than the one on the front. But the thing about the front camera is that you can see yourself when you're vlogging, and this is something that's very important actually when you're filming yourself. You want to be able to see if you're in focus and stuff like that, in frame. And so, yeah, if you're gonna vlog with the iPhone, you really need to use the worst camera, so to speak. Now, if we move on, if you're gonna be using something like the GoPro Hero 10, then for outside use, this thing is perfect. The image stabilization is fantastic compared to this thing. Indoors, the image quality is a bit so-and-so, a bit artificial, and it doesn't really look very cinematic indoors especially, but you have the option to go really, really wide, so benefit. But on a bright day, if you're sitting next to, close to a window, or if you have really good lighting on, then yeah, the GoPro Hero 10 totally works, you know? But I would still prefer using this thing. I think you get a lot more control over colors and settings and stuff like that. For example, you can choose these different color profiles, and overall this is the closest thing you can get to something like a Sony A7C. If you think about the different settings that you can do, that's basically what you have with a mirrorless camera, and also the fact that you can swap the lenses, of course. Now you do have a telelens on this thing and it's pretty good, but then you get something to like f2.8, that's not as good. f1.8 on the wide angle, that's what you want to go for if you're filming indoors. But yeah, I really like it. And I'm gonna make a video where you can hear the audio quality from this thing compared to other things. But yeah, that's pretty good. And you know, just finally, just for the fun of it, let's just compare all the cameras that I'm talking about today. The GoPro, the Sony ZV-1, the A7C, and of course the iPhone 12 Pro. And let's just look at the image quality. Now, I would say that all image works indoors with this lighting condition that I have in the room right now, but if I had to pick, obviously it would be the Sony A7C. It's kind of bulky, but the settings that you can control on the A7C are just amazing, like flat out amazing. And so that's why I would prefer using the Sony A7C. So if I had to pick one camera, yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards it, but I'm gonna make a video about it too, because I think that's something that's worth talking about, especially if you're on a tight budget. Like a full frame camera can really cost you. We're not just talking about the camera body, we're also talking about lenses and all the accessories and stuff like that. So, I mean, these things are more compact and you can do a lot more with these things in terms of what you get out of the box, you know? So these are very nice options, and it really all depends if you're gonna shoot a lot outside or inside, but I'm gonna make a more in-depth video on that. I just think it's a fun topic to talk about. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.